At some point, we have to ask ourselves the hard questions. Why am I doing this? It's a simple yet profound question, and each of us respond differently. Some of us fight, some of us surrender. And I'm right here to tell you that I have lost everything. I have nothing left. Alex, where have you been? Where have you gone? You haven't made content in so long. And it's because I have been trying to resurrect my entire situation. All the things that I thought brought me happiness, my business, the employees, my Tesla, all of this infrastructure, this crazy empire, completely gone in the dust. The past 6 months have been extremely challenging. Battle after battle, failure after failure. And I'm not saying this out of pity. Please don't do that. I'm saying this to show you resilience, hope in the midst of despair, in the midst of losing everything I once thought was valuable to me. I'm showing you that even you, if you lost whatever you lost, can start over and get it out of the mud, literally. My perspective on life has completely transformed, 180-degree turn. Things that I thought were reality are now turning out to be lies. People that I thought had my back are turning out to stab me in the back. Relationships gone. I was manipulated and exploited for wealth. Pretty much everything that could have went wrong with my business and what I built went wrong. All of it. Trying to figure out the best way to explain this. It's not easy detailing everything I went through since the beginning of the year. It's been a very bumpy ride, guys. I've lost millions of dollars. I've lost a lot of time. I've lost time with my daughters. Stress at extremely high levels. My health was affected from this ultimate downfall. It's real. This is real life. This is real life. I really want to show people the truth. That's how I started what I did. If you look back to my old videos, I was making videos when I was dead broke, when I was living off of my wife's income, when I was literally going from store to store trying to sell supplements that I crafted in my house, going to stores, walking into back end of supermarkets, you know, when I was broke, working my job, making videos in the office, staying late in the office, like really late. This is how I started it. So when things are getting tough and I'm on my high horse and I made all this money, why would I go backwards? This is the most important moment to document. Everybody wants to be on camera when they're doing amazing and they're doing the best. But what about the times that build character? What about the times when you're walking through the fire? What about the times when you don't want to make the videos? You don't want to talk about these subjects? That's what I want to elaborate on right now. All of the trials and tribulations. What exactly happened? This is a brand new market with serious liquidity issues. The utility behind these products are meaningful, but we are so far ahead. It's just so early. You get very exaggerated booms and busts. You make a lot of money and you lose a lot of money. And you see things like FTX exchange, and you see things like people getting arrested because they scam someone because there's no infrastructure in place. There's no regulation in place. You see crazy things. So I want you guys to understand, a young entrepreneur, I'm 28 now. I want you to imagine someone that was essentially birthed. I was birthed in crypto in my entrepreneurship side, the entrepreneurship journey. I was birthed in this market. So everything I think, all of my entrepreneurship skills, all of my investing skills comes from this type of mentality, this structure. Every business is going through this. No one documents it. They just kind of like exit and dissolve their business and they move on and save their money and no one knows. And some of them pump and dump and exit scam. Some of them get arrested. Some of them made a whole bunch of money and they're really big and they're basically paying their employees and their liabilities based off of what they made in the bull market. And depending on how well they manage that will be if they survive or not. Okay, let me be clear. I mismanaged the money, not in a sense of investing, but the number one problem I had, and you can learn from this in crypto, is you have to operate off of literally nothing. Like, you can't have a lot of liabilities. At one point in my business, I was spending $120,000 a month on payroll, right? Now, we were making profit at the time. Like, one month I did like 450,000. It wasn't sustainable. That was bull market gains. So me being naive, not understanding, I did try to adjust for the bear market. Like I was like, okay, well, I have this much in savings. You know, if payroll is this, then, you know, this, and this. But the problem is you can't adjust for every variable. I've been in bear markets, but I've never owned a business in a bear market. And I owned a business, but I never owned a business with employees in a bear market. That was the number one problem, is that my payroll was way too high. And that was what most of my wealth went to. Most of the money I've spent, I invested in people. Which brings me to my next point. My hiring process sucked. I didn't hire the right people for the right positions. Not to say that the people I hired were bad people, but they did not fit their job description. My hiring process was trash. Of course it's gonna be trash because I've never done it before previously, right? I just, in some cases, hired the first or second person just to get the problem solved. I didn't have patience, which brings me back to being birthed as an entrepreneur in the crypto market. There's a serious lack of patience and shiny object and scale as fast as you can, and which was the big problem. I was trying to scale as fast as I possibly can to really milk the bull market, which led to a bad hiring process, not being patient, not finding the right person, not filling the right job role, right? Not understanding what I really need in my business to fill the right job role, not having the correct job description, not having ways to track the employees. I had ways, but they were all very weak and not well thought out. So these things led to me also wasting time. Not only did I waste a lot of money, but having 25 to 30 employees and trying to oversee and make sure they work without the proper metrics to track and automate all of these tracking, not having a manager to be able to do that, qualified to do that, to be able to actually track people and to make sure they're working and motivate them and push them through, not having a guy to do that for me, I had to do it myself, which took away so much from what I originally did, which was content creation, YouTube channel, growing that. And there's a lot of people that have been with me for a while, and you probably noticed that I slowed down on my YouTube channel because imagine having 30 people to look after. They can't comprehend it unless you're actually in it. But that is a full-time job in itself, is managing people. Full-time job, let alone managing 3 to 5 different divisions, including a developer team. I was managing a developer team. I was managing a content creation team. I was managing a research team. I was managing the coaches in my group. I was managing like so many different things, which took a copious amount of time away from everything else that really got me to where I was at, which was accommodating you, making high quality research videos. So to be honest with you, to a certain extent, I'm actually happy that I let go of everybody and I'm at this point because it allows me to create these videos again and do what I'm really passionate about, which is make these very detailed, amazing videos. That's what I like to do. That's what I always like to do. You know, it turned into crypto, and crypto was the thing that, you know, helped me take off. But that is not me. My name's Alexander Lorenzo, and there's much more to that. So the first thing was is the human capital. How much it costs for humans is very expensive. Think about it. One person, 40 to 50K per year. Now imagine having 30 people. Think about it. It's pretty crazy. Now, not everybody was full-time. Some people were part-time, et cetera, et cetera. But imagine spending $120,000 on payroll every month. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, one of the problems I have is I'm a very nice guy. I'm a very nice guy. I have pity. Pity is wrong. It is horrible. And I had a hard time in a lot of cases letting people go. I should have let a lot of people go much earlier to save money and to save the business, but I didn't. I'm a very nice dude. I like building personal relationships. It's good in a sense of life, I believe, but when it comes to specifically business, you got to be cutthroat. And I learned my lesson, and I'll protect my family moving forward. One of the other problems actually has to do with me. Everything technically has to do with me, but the other problems were I have a lot of pride, guys, especially growing up. My dad was like this alpha male, strict, hardcore dude. It stems from rejection. People don't understand their emotions and how that shifts every thought they have. Childhood trauma, things that you've gone through in the past, it literally determines everything you do. And there's these little moments where it's like when you see all of these things, I got 30 employees here, one video hit 100K here, I made $50,000 there. I got all of these things going on. You're just gonna kind of react on instinct. You're gonna move quick. So things that I've developed, these thought patterns, these bad patterns that I've had since I was younger actually got amplified. Money doesn't solve problems, it just amplifies who you are. So it got amplified, and pride was one of the biggest ones, which actually deep-rooted stems from rejection. Rejection is actually the root cause of a lot of the destruction. That caused pity, right? I felt rejected by people, so it makes me want to accommodate them and make them happy so that I don't let them go. You see what I'm saying? I've gotten rejected in the past because of sports. I didn't make sports teams, and I wasn't good enough in some cases. Just things that I had since I was younger, like girl problems. Like, we all go through it. Everyone goes through rejection. A lot of people won't admit it until it surfaces in some type of way in their life. If you can't hold a relationship, if you're going from girl to girl and you can't find love in one, and you're just like all over the place, this is rejection. If you can't make friends and you think you have to cut everybody off, this is rejection. Isolation is rejection. These things are deep-rooted problems that determine the trajectory of your life. And I had deep-rooted rejection, which led to pride. I used to get rejected in some areas, whether it was a girl or it was, I didn't make enough money, or in sports or whatever. I'd get deep-rooted rejection. I'd be like, man, why didn't I get it? And it would turn into anger and pride. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to show them all. I know you guys seen it before. I don't care who believes in me. I'm going to show them all. And it turns into this, like, look, no offense to the dude. He lives his life in his own way, but it's kind of like that David Goggins hardcore rejected type of mentality that he spreads, that a lot of people learn, which is funny because I really resonated with him, like hardcore. I'm gonna put everything on my back and do everything in the world, which leads to pride of me trying to create like 4 businesses in 3 years, trying to make $10-20 million when I've never run one successful company besides like a supplement company that did $30,000 to $40,000 with 0 employees, and trying to scale into a level that I could not upkeep, right? This is what pride does. You don't listen to people, right? You can't listen to people. You can't be receptive. You get to this mentality where you think you're better than people, right? So you won't listen to someone because, oh, I made money. Why am I listening to this broke guy? Things like this, right? Pride seeps into every area of your life, and it becomes a massive distraction. And pride was one of the biggest reasons why I hired so many people, and I had all of these issues that just arose out of nowhere. Pride was one of the biggest ones, for sure. Another one was lust, right? Lust was a big problem I dealt with, just wanting to make so much money so fast. Lust, greed, just, I'm gonna make $10 million. I don't care, however it takes. I'm gonna wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning every single day and put in work and reject my family and not spend as much time with them and go super hard and then burn out, which leads me to addiction, right? Smoking weed, right, was a big problem of mine. Drinking alcohol on weekends, going on these sometimes benders. I would go to the club and be home at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would party for like 3 weekends straight, and just dumb things that make no sense, that waste a lot of money and time. And again, that's rejection, right? Looking for gratification in other areas when it should have been in myself, right? These things led me down this spiral. This horrible spiral of just really making bad decisions, making a lot of bad decisions, and then the payroll essentially, ate into my life savings. It wasn't even my life savings, the company reserve, right? It ate into the company reserve. And ultimately I was just spending way too much money and not making enough on the back end, not anticipating that there's going to be a whole bunch of people that leave cryptocurrency when the market goes into a bear market. We're in a full-on bear market. People just don't want to learn cryptocurrency. They just don't. They don't want to take crypto serious. They're going to leave the market. So it's the same thing with the coins, same thing with our business, lack of liquidity everywhere, right? Hawkish federal policy. When all of these things started hitting, my business was super focused on crypto and poorly built with not that much infrastructure, no diversification. I was operating on too much liabilities, way too many liabilities. I should have been more reliant on automations and software to do a lot of the things that physical humans were doing. And I should have been trying to operate on a 5-to-1, like meaning if I made like $10,000 or if I made like $100,000, then I should have only been spending 20 grand. But really I was operating on a 2 or 3-to-1, which led to, again, not that much profit. And that's another thing. I invested everything back in the business. There was hardly any savings. I was very aggressive. 1 month I spent 100 grand on like marketing stuff. Like it was crazy. And I couldn't even pull off the projects. A lot of it went to waste. And this is what pride does, right? So I think the overarching thing was just trying to grow too fast, way too fast, too big, too fast. I was trying to scale and just do way too much. And I was trying to do it from a place of lack of foundation in my personal life, not understanding myself on a deep, intimate level, and just trying to power my way through everything and just kind of reject the world and gung-ho, Alex is the greatest, just make it happen by any means necessary type of mentality. This is not the way you should live your life. So if you're starting new, which is what I'm doing now, you have to incentivize making it slow, doing it slow, steady, the right way, with the right mind. When you hire, it has to be an amazing hire. I recommend going through 50 to 100 people. In a startup, the first hire has to be amazing. You can't just hire like an assistant, for example, which is exactly what I did. It has to be someone that's like entrepreneurial like you, and in some cases even partnering with people, right? There's just the overarching thing I'm trying to explain to you guys is you got to take it slow, especially when you're creating a business. You have to take it slow, 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 slow. Incentivize slow, especially in the market with all these booms and busts. Diversify your income sources. Now, it doesn't mean go into 10 different directions. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you know the market is in crypto, goes up and down a lot, it's probably smart to make a little bit of money in other niches that don't go up and down a lot, right? That's one thing that I messed up on, is not doing that, right? And then I think understanding what truly brings value is something that people shouldn't lose focus on. You shouldn't be trying to, switch to something new without making the original thing work very well. I mean, we did like $3 million in sales, but really what I had, even with just like 5 people, I could have done like 10 million. Looking back, my original coaching program could have done way more if I just focused on that only, instead of trying to create a whole software company, instead of trying to do like 1 million different things and venture out into 1 million different things. Guys, look, my business was relatively small compared to some others that I've seen, and you're gonna start seeing them slowly but surely, especially when we get this last drop in the market, start to come out with the same thing. This is just normal business. So I'm not mad about it. I got to start from scratch. And this is a lot of the things I learned. So, hey, the original problem was really me. Number one, pride led to a lot of things, rejection, lust. It all starts out with who you are as a person. And your business is an extension of who you are. Addiction, right? These things led to my ultimate demise. It wasn't the people. It wasn't anything. I have to take 100% responsibility for my actions. Now, I'm gonna build it up again, okay? And I'm trying to solve a lot of these problems, right? Now that I have a clear head, now a whole bunch of people around me. And I'm gonna share these experiences with you guys on this channel 100%. I'm happy that I'm alive. I'm happy I'm in this position. It gets me excited because I get to build it up now in a way that I always wanted to do. There was problems in my last business I was trying to solve. It was like these big, huge, monumental problems, and I couldn't solve it because of lack of time and just so many different things. Coming to the floor like this, coming all the way down, gives you an opportunity to do whatever you want. It gives you freedom. A lot of you guys are probably dealing with issues in crypto, right? Maybe you try to invest, you lost money, whatever the case is, and you have essentially created a construct that you follow, whether it's your research process, your investing process, your trading process, right? And you lost. I really want to inspire people. Just because you lose doesn't mean the world's over. It gives you an opportunity to redo it in the right way. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of business and trying to succeed, is that when you fail, you learn the mistakes and then you do it again. I'm not trying to go into a whole corny spiel about this, but I do want you guys to understand is that a loss is an opportunity to redo it. Next cycle is coming, 2024, 2025, and I'm gonna do it bigger than I ever have before. This time, there's gonna be no fall. I'm gonna do it in a way where it's continuous growth. Not only that, but my investments are gonna get even bigger too. I have more money to invest now, and I believe that I can even get better investments. Every single cycle I get better, right? And so I want to use this as an opportunity to really explain to you that even though I'm behind this camera, big gung-ho guy with a Tesla, which by the way I lost, I had to sell it to pay rent. That's how low I got, guys. People don't know this, and they don't want to share these details because it's like the pride, right? I had to kill that. I had to kill that. Who shares this? Nothing. No one shares this. I let go of everyone. I had to get rid of my Tesla. I have to start selling things from my business and my house soon. I have to like humble myself for real. Like I have to really go low and humble myself, right? But that's so beautiful though. That's so beautiful, man. Now looking back, like I didn't like all that. Like I thought I liked all that. You might think you like all that. All the glamour, the glitz, the money. You might think it feels good to get a car and all of, bro, it's like chains. That's the best way I can explain it. It's literally chains. The car you buy, you change yourself. The employee you hired, you change yourself. This thing you bought, you change yourself. This commitment you made, you change yourself. Like the answer to me, from what I've learned through trial and error, is to be able to make money with no strings attached. If you can get ways to make money where there's no time or financial commitment, that is the truth. That is what I'm looking for now. So I much rather make 50K a month operating on 10K a month liabilities than making 500K a month operating on $450,000 worth of liabilities. Think about it. There's more profit in the second one and I have bigger income. But bro, you guys don't understand what it takes to run an organization, to run all of these people. You don't understand the time commitment and sacrifice. There's moments that I've missed with my daughters and my family that I will never get back because of the time commitment that I put towards this. There's so many things I'll never get back. There's health issues that have arisen that I'll never get back. There's so many things that I lost because of this, and I don't have anything to show for it except for my experience, which is important. And I could build it up the next time way better. Experience is the number one thing. I'm not going to sit here and cry about it and say, everything's over and I don't need pity. Okay, experience was the most valuable thing because I have these skill sets that you can't even go to college for. You can't go to college for it. You cannot go to college for some of the skills I know. So I'm happy about that, but the sacrifice was wild. Like I could have done all of this so much easier. It didn't have to be this bad. So what I'm trying to explain to you is ignore the general consensus, guys. Slow, steady wins the race, all right? That's where I'm leaning. Slow, steady, think about the long term, make a business plan for 10 to 20 years, and just protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect your mind, protect your happiness, protect your family, Think about those things, right? For me, it switched, okay? Before, man, I used to think business was the number one. I was like, oh, you had to follow your passion so that your family could follow. That was so rejected, wrong type of mentality. Right now, it's God, then it's family, then the business. So if my spiritual life and my family is not in order, I can care less what's going on in my business. And that's how I move. You will make more money, and I believe live a happier life if you incentivize your spiritual life and your family over your business. It will take longer, but you'll have a bigger boom. Because when you go up, you have a foundational infrastructure that's unstoppable. When you put your faith in people, when you put your faith in money, when you put your faith in all of these physical items, it corrupts and you lose it. And it leads to depression, and it leads to just these bad habits that I was explaining to you, these horrible addiction, rejection, lust, pride. It leads to all of that on an amplified level. But if you got your life in order, the way I told you, when you have those big booms or the big busts, it's a strong foundation, and it doesn't break. It doesn't break. You got to be solid. You got to be solid through the entire thing. So that is the best way I can explain this. And I'm sure there's going to be more details uncovered in other videos. So of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The truth is, cryptocurrency is hanging on by a thread. And there's a lot of recycled ideas, very low quality news, and it seems like we're just waiting for the next drop in the market. I want to be clear with you, this is not the end. This is normal in cryptocurrencies. There's booms and there's busts. I'm just making transitions so number one, I can make more money as an entrepreneur, and number two, I can show you guys what's actually working right now. It's time to adapt and make the changes necessary to actually be able to get something significant out of crypto. A lot of people don't have money to invest in the bottom, or they don't have a business to start at the bottom. I need to solve these problems for myself and then indirectly solve it for other people. For my role in cryptocurrency, I'm gonna update you guys on what's going on. It's just gonna be a lot less than normal. My channel originally started as entrepreneurship, and then it turned into crypto because of the crypto boom and everything that went on. But now I'm gonna be stepping into other trends because that's actually what I'm doing and what I'm actually passionate about. And one of the big trends is AI, and I've been using AI to a very professional level. I've come up with these crazy scripts. I've also been able to use AI to develop Python applications. I've been using ChatGPT's API to code Python applications. I've made working apps as a person that has very limited developer experience. One example is I created an application that makes unlimited amounts of written content in the form of tweets, Facebook posts, and other posts, blog posts, and it's really working right now. So I want to share how I'm doing these things with marketing, business creation, business automation, online business in general. I will still update you guys on cryptocurrency when I see significant news that are worthy of talking about, but I want to be clear, not every video is going to be about cryptocurrency moving forward. Now, if you want pure cryptocurrency information, I do have a paid group to where my obligation in that group is to provide them with high quality research. The link will be in the pinned comment below. It was previously known as Fundamental Secrets and rebranded to Coin Picks. There, I talk about my investment strategies, an entire digital course, my buy and sell calls, everything I do, coaching, cryptocurrency related. Go to that group if you want that deep research. I want to say it again, I'm not leaving cryptocurrency. I'm just looking at the state of the market, facing it and adapting and trying to lead people in the same direction. Okay, I don't want to be the person that's holding on to something. I want to be the person that faces the reality and grows from it. Also, if you're in Orlando, I want to collaborate. I'm looking for people to help make videos, to learn how to make videos. I want to make extremely high quality, just amazing, well thought out research videos. That has been a passion of mine, and that's where I'm transitioning to. So if I can get help, you support my vision, I'll support your vision. If you're in the Orlando area, join the free group. Let's talk. But let's finish this up with something we all know we have to do, but we never want to face it. The constant growth cycle of life.
starting new, starting from scratch. Life is full of cycles. It's all about growth, decline, and renewal. Not just in nature, but our personal and professional lives too. It's about letting go of the old to make room for the new. I'm not just talking about the excitement of fresh starts. I'm talking about the bold act of self-destruction, of willingly letting go of what was to make room for what could be. I'll be honest with you guys. My business felt like it was a part of me. I spent so many hours, sometimes 14-hour days for years to get this thing going. Me letting go of that and having to kill that to start something new was very difficult for me. And if you're going through the same thing in the cryptocurrency investment market or whatever you're going through, whether your own business or you got let go from a job, whatever you're going through, it's okay. I'm here to tell you that this is the truth. This is organic. This is real. People don't talk about this, but everyone goes through it. You have to kill the old version to become a new version. That is the cycle of life. And look, as the Bible says, Isaiah 43:18-19, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way through the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. That's deep. That is deep. That's a deep concept. Letting go and making a way through the wilderness and the wastelands. And it couldn't be more relevant to what's going on in my life right now. Today, I invite you to be brave. Think big. Become a better version of yourself. Change. Let go of all of that other stuff. And let's be bold together and do things we've never done before. It's time to get motivated. It's time to turn up. It's time to be the best version of myself. So I invite you to do the exact same thing. And I want to be very clear for everybody watching this video. Like I always say and will always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Catch you guys in the next video.
As I finish up this video, I have to add, of course, the most important part, which is I would have never gotten through any of this without my family. Most importantly, God. But without my family, I want to honor my wife and my two daughters, Aria and Amelia. I lost everything financially and business-wise, but when it comes to my life, I gained so much. I gained my faith. I have a closer relationship with my family, and I'm growing. I'm growing through all of these storms, and I've come to realize that through this, in my life, have achieved true happiness. I know a lot of people look for happiness. I've looked for happiness all my life, and physical objects and money and businesses and fulfillment and all different areas, self-help, everything. I've tried everything. And I have achieved true happiness in my heart. I could say that with 100% confidence through Jesus Christ and my family. This relationship that I have cultivated with my family is going to grow and only get better from here. So I guess you could say I didn't lose everything.